Hey Duke,
Oh, Jake, I didn't see you there. What's up?
how was your weekend with Allison?
Actually, it was very wonderful. We had a very good time.
Yeah, about that. Some of the guys were wondering,
What?
have you slept with her yet?
Really? Is that what you guys think about? What me and Allison have is special. I won't ruin that for some cheap sex. We have a genuine friendship that is strengthened by our shared interests. I'm proud of meeting her 6 months ago at the mall, and I'm glad that we had the weekend at the lake.
So I'll take that as a no.
Actually, her ex-boyfriend and her are engaged, and she asked for my help with the planning.
With.
Our anniversary was coming up, and I was getting ready for a date that at a restaurant my boyfriend made reservations for. I got my hair, nails, and lashes done and wore that dress he loves. I sat in my living room waiting for him to pick me up, but after an hour of waiting, I began to cry, wondering what happened to him, since he's never done this before. I got a text message on my phone, and when I checked it, it read, "Don't worry, she doesn't know. See you tonight, Ashley." I broke down and became depressed, eating ice cream in sweatpants and watching Disney movies. After a week, one of my cousins, Brenda, tried to cheer me up and told me that I shouldn't be sad, since I was the loyal one and he wasn't. He cheated on me. She was right, and I stopped being depressed and increasingly angry. One day, I drove to his house with several things, an automatic airsoft gun and a leather whip. I got into his house using his spare key. I slowly and quietly stepped to his bedroom without making a sound. When I got into his room, I saw that he was fast asleep. I took out the airsoft gun and said in a loud voice, "Eso es lo que tienes por engañarme, pendejo." As he was waking up, I shot several rounds into his back. He was trying to come up with an excuse, and I kept shooting, hoping to land a shot between his eyes. He quickly gave up and ran into the bathroom, locking the door. But I was not done with him yet. I took out the whip and walked over to the bathroom door. By some miracle, I kicked down that door with 3 kicks. When I saw him, I used that whip to beat him like an esclave. Afterwards, I told him that we are done and left his house with a smile on my face. I knew that he wouldn't call the cops on me, because if he did, then his friends would never let him forget it.
Excuse me, ma'am, is this seat taken?
It's a free country.
Hey, barkeep, I'll get a gin and tonic and whatever the lady's having.
Of course, sir.
You're too kind.
What can I say except you're welcome? So, does the lady have a name?
Yeah, it starts with M.
Okay. I like a woman with some mystery. They call me Kevin.
I guess you can't get them to stop. Are you a fan of Marvel movies, Kevin?
I might have watched a few.
Remember in the first Thor movie when his father spoke some words to the hammer before throwing it?
Let's see, whoever is worthy and picks up the hammer, gets the powers of Thor?
I think that's right. I'll leave you to think about that. Thanks for the drink.
She wants me.
Plenty of people have many stories from high school that either bring a smile or a tear to their audience when they tell it. There also are very few graduation stories from either high school, college, elementary school, or if you're feeling modern, kindergarten. At my high school graduation, I was going to confess my love to my close friend, Rosa. She was funny, smart, beautiful, and we had a lot in common. We had known each other since the first grade, and I knew that she was going to a college that was out of state, and I was going to a different college, so it was my last chance to say anything. I knew that she was going to have a speech at the ceremony, so I had a speech of my own prepared, confessing my love using poetry, since she loved to write, and a mariachi band, since she loved Hispanic music, to play in the background during my speech. My plan was ready, and the ceremony soon started. I looked at the schedule and noticed that her speech was coming up. I left the stage to check on the band and told them to get ready. I went back to my seat on stage and took out my flashcards, where my speech was written on. Rosa got up and walked over to the stand and started her speech. She spoke a total of 3 sentences when she was interrupted by the mariachi band playing her favorite song. As she was confused by the approaching band, I got up and leapt off the stage and faced her direction. I read my speech from the flashcards while she was surprised by my boldness. After I was done, I heard silence from everyone, even the band. Rosa took a deep breath and responded with a hard no. Everyone, including me, was shocked by her answer. She then proceeded to tell me how she saw me as a friend. Danny, I know it took a lot of courage to plan all of this, but I only see you as a friend. I mean, when we hang out, I don't even wear form-fitting clothes, just sweats. I don't even wear a bra when it's just the two of us. When you started to work out, I was impressed with your new muscles, but it was negated because I remembered it was on your body. I love you like a brother, but beyond that, you're a Ken doll to me. No genitals. And before you try to defend yourself, at least 3 of the guys who I have a crush on are bigger than you. Trust me, I've done the math. So, in closing, I don't ever want to go out with you, not now or in the future. I basically returned to my seat, while everyone, including the parents and the faculty, were laughing nonstop. Rosa and I continue to be friends to this day, but the moral of this story should be, if you confess your feelings to your crush, who also happens to be your friend, do it in private.
When boys are growing up, they're taught by their parents to be nice to girls and not hit them at all. Some understood this lesson, while others let it go over their heads. When I was 6, I had a crush on a girl in my class named Andrea. To me, she was the most beautiful girl in the world, and I couldn't speak to her due to my shyness. I asked one of my older brothers, "How do I talk to girls?" He laughed at me and made his jokes. As I was leaving his room, he told me that girls love bad boys. Using this knowledge, I started to pick on her. I made fun of her and pushed her to the ground at recess. She would cry and tell our teacher, Mrs. Rodriguez. Then I would get in trouble, but I thought that she eventually would notice me. Soon, she started avoiding and ignoring me when I tried to bully her. I got so angry at this, and in anger I called her a puta. When I said that, Andrea turned around and she was very angry at me. I smiled a big smile, proud of the fact that she gave me attention again. She screamed and charged at me and tackled me to the ground. Andrea smacked my face and I couldn't do anything, but took it. A teacher split us up and brought us to the principal's office. My mom came to the school to pick me up. After talking to the principal, my mother grounded me for 2 months and made me apologize to Andrea. I did what I was told, and during the trip home, I asked my mother, why was I grounded? She told me that I was being mean to the little girl. I explained to my mother what the point of my bullying was. She replied that girls like nice guys who treat them with love and respect, not bad boys. Then I asked her, why are nice guys better? She answered with, they don't get beat up by girls.
Sweetie, you're growing into a beautiful young woman. The first time I held you in my arms and you looked and smiled at me was a wonderful experience. I remember being at the hospital and having you brought into my hospital room so that I could feed and see you. Your dad was very supportive and helped me take care of you as I recovered. I'm so proud that I married him. But to be honest, not many people tell you what being pregnant is like. I mean, I knew the risks when I was with your father that night in his Jeep listening to Michael Bolton, but I don't regret anything. I love you and your brothers, but being pregnant for the first time is life-changing. For starters, the changes it does to your body is so much more that my clothes couldn't even fit. I got fat and I couldn't drink coffee at all. I started having these strange cravings like wanting pineapple on my pizza. I had to stay off my feet most of the time. I had to sleep with a pillow between my legs and slept on my side. It was unbearable, but I knew that you were going to be born soon and I could still jog in the mornings. Unfortunately, you didn't come out on the projected due date. After 3 days, I had enough and decided to induce labor on my own. I dragged your father to see this movie called Scream. I'm not a fan of horror movies because I get scared really easily, but you had to come out. The movie began, and when it got to the part where Drew Barrymore was hanging from a tree, my water broke. I told your father to stay at the theater as I went to the hospital. I couldn't wear a seatbelt because of the belly. I got to the hospital despite the pain and went through the whole process without any food because they wouldn't let me eat. It took 14 painful hours for you to come out, and your father showed up during the last 2 hours. No one told me that giving birth can feel athletic, but afterwards I felt sore, especially down there. Let me tell you, I had to be in a wheelchair for at least 2 weeks, even after we left to the hospital. But I can't wait for you to have kids of your own.
Hello.
Hey, Ashley.
Oh, hey, Nessa, what's up?
Alex did it again.
Are you serious? Did he argue with a guy for helping you up when one of your high heels broke again?
No, much more embarrassing.
Oh, did he confuse your father for a guy making a pass at you? Again?
No, my dad hasn't forgiven him, but the swelling around his eye did go down.
Well, that's good. Then what happened?
So, we were at the bar celebrating the fact that I got a new job before I graduated from college. Alex met with me at the bar after his workout from the gym. He went to the bar to get our drinks, and as I was waiting for him, a guy was asking around for directions to downtown, and I decided to help him. Alex was returning with our drinks when he saw the man. He put the drinks on our table and pushed the man away from me. The man was confused and trying to explain himself, while Alex was yelling at him, demanding what did he want from me. When the man tried to get a word in, Alex interrupted him by tearing off his gym pants, revealing his red underwear with his last name in gold letters on the back.
Are you kidding?
Nope, Lopez in gold letters written across his red-covered ass.
Oh my goodness. Then what happened next?
In the confusion, Alex puts on a lucha mask and begins to wrestle with the man and started a bar fight.
You can't be serious.
Nope, he was in a bar fight while I was at the bar drinking all the booze they had. When the police eventually showed up, I wasn't reacting to Alex getting arrested.
So, are you gonna bail him out?
I don't know. When he called me, I told him that we needed a break.
Well, I guess he won't be alone in jail tonight at least.
Everyone can enjoy their job when they finally become successful. They can enjoy the money, freedom, and the satisfaction that all the hard work paid off for in the end. But there are those times when they look back and remember those first few jobs while they were in high school. When I was 15, my job was babysitting for several families. I would usually do my homework as soon as I got home, but I was incredibly shy around guys, so no boyfriend to go out with. I figured if I'm going to be laying around the house in the afternoon, I might as well make some money for it. I made a few flyers and gave them to the families I knew from my childhood. Within a few days, I was watching kids and making money. There was one kid that I babysat for that I would never forget, a 5-year-old boy named Joaquin. I remember that he was an only child and his mom was always working. I don't know what happened to the dad, but he wasn't around in either of their lives. So I was over there at their house at least 4 times a week, which I didn't mind. Joaquin was a very good but shy boy. He would do what he was told, which made my job easier. He would go into the kitchen and make me food like PB&J sandwiches. I would clean up the mess, but only after he tried, which he insisted. You should have seen him trying to put the bread and the jams away. In hindsight, he was trying to impress me. Joaquin would give me gifts like drawings or candy whenever I would come over. I quickly realized that he had a crush on me. One time, I was babysitting Joaquin and I put on the movie Baywatch. We both watched the movie and he noticed that I liked it when The Rock would appear on screen. He got off the couch and told me that he was going to use the bathroom. I continued to watch the movie a little bit and then Joaquin came back. He changed out of his pajamas and put on red-blue swimming trunks and apparently drew over his face and shoulders to resemble The Rock with his markers. I burst out laughing and took him to take a bath to clean off the marker of his butt. Eventually, I got my first boyfriend named Ian. Our relationship was young love, and it would eventually cut into my babysitting time. We would hang out while I was watching the children. One night, Ian came over when I was watching Joaquin. It quickly became apparent that he was jealous of Ian and wanted him to leave. He eventually lost it when Ian kissed me. Joaquin got off the couch and started throwing random things at Ian. I took control of the situation and brought Joaquin to his room. When he calmed down, I explained to him that what he did wasn't very nice. He told me that he loved me, and I had to explain to him that I was too old for him and that he will find someone at his own age. He tried to counter my argument, but couldn't think of anything. I watched him climb into his bed crying, and I quietly left his room. Eventually, he and his mother moved into a different town. I soon lost touch with him and his family. I do miss Joaquin, because even though he was 5, the boy learned how to make a girl.
now to say a few words about Clark is one of his students, Johnny Getz.
Am I on? Oh, hi. Hi, everybody. My name's Johnny. Sorry, I don't have a speech. I really don't care, but I'll do the best I can. I actually knew Mr. Benson as both a friend and a role model, specifically when he was walking down the catwalk. I don't know why, but he was a pretty good role model then. But as a friend, he was kind of lousy sometimes. But at the same time, he was so memorable. Well, none of us could ever forget him. Because he was my chemistry teacher. And the first thing that he taught us on day one was, first and foremost, do not make a fire. Please, out of everything, do not make a fire in this chemistry class. Well, guess who was the idiot who started out the fire? That wasn't me, actually. That was Connor over there. Hi, Connor. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Anyways, so, yeah, his chemistry class was very interesting. Some days he would talk about his ex-wife. I have no idea why. The man was just a poor old soul. I think he was just complaining and just wanted to get out to a student, but at the same time, nobody wanted to hear about his wife, especially since she tried, that one year, she tried to bring us pancakes and cold cereal as a breakfast meal. She burnt the cereal. I don't know who does that. I'm not even sure why, but she burnt the cereal. And so just to make him feel a little bit better, I gave him a waffle iron. And at the same time, he cried even more because he's like, This reminds me of my ex-wife. She would always try to make waffles in the morning. She was always trying, always failing. And then he'd break down into tears until someone would smack him over the head with a baseball bat. And I don't know why, specifically a baseball bat, but it had to be a 1922 tungsten steel. Oh, yeah, don't worry. We paid for his hospital bills. That was kind of like our class gift to him. So, anyways, but he wasn't just a teacher. Actually, I knew him way before he became a teacher. Back when he was teaching driving, actually. Yeah, it was kind of odd because he gave me all the stray marks that I don't think it was even possible to make that many stray marks. I got a negative 30 out of, a 40 on this sort of particular grading scale? Well, hey, don't ask me, ask him. Well, actually, you can't ask him because, well, he's right there. Say hi, Mr. Benson. Hi. He's good. Anyways, but we did hit a deer by accident. Yeah, well, that was going to be an insurance sort of thing. So me and him, we just kind of just laid it on the side of the road, and we decided not to not deal with it. We even gave him a little funeral. Yeah, it was very touching. We had an orchestra, a Scottish man playing his bagpipes. Oh man, he played his bagpipes really well. It was beautiful. But at the same time, we never knew where that Scottish man came from, and we don't know where he went. But either way, here's to the afterlife. To you, Clark. Is it okay if I can call you Clark? That's okay. To you, Clark, I give you the best. And hopefully, in the afterlife, you will not find your wife there, and you will find better waffle irons. Anyways, hope you love that little skit. I am the special guest star, Corey Glarza, just another student lying around. Poor soul here. Just had nothing to do, and then Brian saved me from the depths of my depression. Anyways, I just hope that you all have a great day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And be sure to share this with your friends. Really, because we need the money. Okay, thank you. Bye.